the way it is.
I tell them to get the giggles over with and let me go on. Just laugh.
So what I'm generally going to do, everyone asks, like, how much clay do you use? Well, I don't know, about this much, you know. And so what I'll do is I'll roll it into a ball, and then I'll roll it through my hands, tightening up the bottom of my hands a little bit more than the top, so I get kind of a carrot shape, okay? And that's going to be my attachment point. And you can always play this game where you look at how big this attachment is, knowing that it's going to widen when you push it on there, and say, well, does this look good, or does this look good, or does this look good? You kind of get an idea as the piece narrows where it should sit. I usually like to have the attachment be about 1/3 the size of the opening of the mug. A lot of people think that's a little bit wide, but that gives me like the visual comfort to pick that up and feel safe. And if I don't feel comfortable picking it up when it's greenware and the handle's stuck on, then I don't like it after it's fired. So that's generally what I'll do. So I make this carrot, and then I'm going to score the top of this and really hack it up. And I'll pick my spot on the mug, and that is such an important thing, where your handle is going to attach, because you have to think about, are you making a 2-finger handle or a 1-finger? Should the whole hand go in there? How do people interact with the mug? A lot of people now will have a handle come from the bottom, and they slip their thumb in there and they hold it from the bottom. So you look at your audience and you say, well, I'm going to guess, you know, and maybe a whole hand will fit more people, or maybe you're being very specific for someone for a gift, but you got to think through that before you do this. So I'm going to take one from the top to the bottom, and so I'll take one of these flat spaces on my faceted piece, and I'll score the top of it too, and get pretty aggressive with the score marks up here. And then I'm going to wet the top of this with the score marks. Index finger underneath, thumb on top, and I'm going to twist it onto the score marks on the piece, okay? Now, if you look, it's already strong enough with that twist to hold the weight of the mug, okay? And that's because of that twist. That friction takes all that clay, grinds it together, and then it's on there. But as I'm pulling, it's going to rip at these edges. So I have to connect the edges too. So I'm going to take my thumb and index finger and work it up and down on this side, switch to my other hand, and work this side up and down too, creating that friction all the way across, okay? Then I'm going to smooth this edge because I don't like the paw print look that my thumbs leave up there, and just get this a little more finished at the top. And then this is the tough part, and the prep work's super important. I'm going to lengthen this and get it closer to a finished handle before I ever add water. And the way I do that is I make these little spaces with my thumb and index fingers, okay? If you put them together, it's kind of like a diamond shape. And I am not pinching the sides. I'm freezing that shape and shoving toward the center of the handle. So I have this, start on the edge, and I push toward the middle. You see how that lengthens the handle each time I do that, making little movements down the handle. I'm not doing one thumbprint, another thumbprint, all the way down. It's these little, not even half steps, like quarter steps down the edge. That keeps this preserved as a heavy, strong end, but it makes that ridge in the middle, which then I'll come down and flatten. Once I have that done, I'm going to work the edges, get this as finished as possible before I ever put it up in the air. Now I'm ready to do my actual pulls, and you'll talk to students about how important it is to keep the handle